Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Woodard. Daryl Clark has the evening off. Our top story tonight, residents of Fort Yukon and its neighboring villages are breathing a little easier as breakup of an ice jam 12 miles up the Yukon River has caused waters to recede. However, it doesn't mean the area is out of the woods by any means. That's according to officials with the National Weather Service. After 2 days on high alert and after massive flooding in nearby Circle, officials say an opening in the ice jam is slowly draining a massive backup of river water, reducing the threat of flooding and a surge of ice. Fort Yukon, which has a population of 600 people and is located about 150 miles northwest of Fairbanks, also evacuated elders on Monday, and many other members had left low-lying areas. We spoke this afternoon with Rhonda Pitka, First Chief of Beaver, which is 90 miles away from Fort Yukon, and who is next in line should any further flooding take place. Pitka says she is relieved at the current state of affairs.
What the thought was that the ice dam would break suddenly and that a lot of water would rush forward. Thank God that hasn't happened. We're all thankful right now that that hasn't happened. It looks, we're on track right now for a normal breakup. Hopefully that will stick. The next couple of days are going to be warm. It's going to rot the ice, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. But Fort Yukon is still prepared.
Officials say with ice still built up from downriver on Fort Yukon, there's still a chance that debris from the upriver ice jam, which is still largely intact, could get caught and the river could back up into the community. Of course, News Center 11 will have more as information becomes available. Plans to bring North Slope gas to the interior were once again put in center stage as officials were in Fairbanks to offer details about the proposal. The legislation, Senate Bill 23, was introduced by Governor Sean Parnell to truck gas to the interior, which still is reliant on expensive heating oil. The legislation, which is expected to be signed by Parnell next week here in Fairbanks, would allow the Alaska Industrial Development and Export Authority to provide financing and issue bonds for the $425 million gas delivery system. Former State Senator Gene Theriault is Deputy Director of the Alaska Energy Authority. Theriault met with concerned parties during a PowerPoint presentation at the Blue Loon Tuesday night. He says results on the proposal are needed now.
We know it's important to the consumers here who have been holding on with the very high prices. And so what we're trying to do is deliver on that end of 2015 date at a price that hopefully cuts the price of heating oil or heating your house with heating oil basically in half, and get that distribution system so we can push that product out to as many people as possible.
In the last part of our series on liquefied natural gas, News Center 11's Fred Brown discusses the possible financial and environmental impacts of servicing the outside areas of the borough with this type of fuel.
The goal of bringing natural gas to the interior is driven by the need for energy relief, but doing so may help our air just as much as our bank accounts.
Our first area that we want to go after is the North Pole area. The Badger Road North Pole area is really a bad air quality area. A lot of wood being burned out there. It's very cold, very dense air. That's the area that we've targeted for our first phase of installing about $100 million of gas distribution system. We think that the entire area would take about $400 or $500 million with storage tanks and the distribution to hook up somewhere around 20,000 customers.
The strategy to improve the air quality finds its roots in simple economic sense.
Wood at $250 a quart is about equal to $2 a gallon fuel oil. We think at that price that a lot of the wood burners in town will stop burning wood. If we can do that, I think our air quality will improve. The PM 2.5 problem will get a lot closer to being solved.
But even with natural gas in the area, there is still an initial cost on residents who want to retrofit their homes to accept the fuel.
The estimates are anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 to retrofit your heating system.
In this past legislative session, Representatives Tammy Wilson, Steve Thompson, Pete Higgins, Doug Isaacson, and Jonathan Christ Tompkins sponsored House Bill 35, Home Heating Conversion Loans. The bill would allow qualified applicants to receive up to a $15,000 loan at 1% interest to convert their homes to the low-cost heating method in their area. HB 35 did not see a vote this year, but may be reintroduced next session. Fred Brown, News Center 11.
This afternoon, soldiers gathered on Fort Wainwright for a long overdue ceremony. Sergeant First Class retired Adam Aragon was awarded a Purple Heart for being injured while deployed with the 172nd Stryker Brigade 7 years ago. During the deployment, the soldiers were suddenly extended and sent to Baghdad from Mosul, Iraq. This caused many paperwork glitches, and ultimately, Aragon's medal was lost in the shuffle. Today, he was honored for his service to our country.
7 years later, I honestly, at one point in time, I didn't ever see it coming. When they medically retired me, I kind of just lost hope and left it as it was. I know what I did over there. The people that were close to me know what happened. So I guess that was enough for me until some very special people came into my life.
I'm just blessed. I have speechless. I'm proud of my son.
All right, when we come back, Army soldiers attempt to climb Mount McKinley. And our first What's Happening at Pioneer Park of the season. Those stories are next. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. This week, a team landed on Mount McKinley to attempt a summit. The team is expected to be there for a total of 3 weeks, and if they make it to the top, they'll be the first group from the Northern Warfare Training Center to make it in over a decade. We have more now on the climb in this week's military report.
To actually get on the bird and go execute is pretty exciting.
Just kind of excited, ready to kind of get it over with.
I gotta prove them that I gotta reach the top.
I was just ready to get it going. Let's get the whole thing started so we can see how we do.
Those were just some of the feelings from the team of 9 from the Northern Warfare Training Center while loading onto the CH-47 helicopter. The team has been training for the mission to summit Mount McKinley, a 3-week trip that over 300 people on Mount McKinley at this time alone are attempting to do. The team says one thing is in their corner: extensive training.
We had to put a lot of physical emphasis and technical expertise training for the crevasse rescue and any hazards they might find on the mountain. So a lot of technical expert training, and then a lot of physical movements, just long movements.
Many things can go wrong on a climb to a summit of 20,000 feet above sea level. The team's medic says he's come prepared.
A couple things you really actually have to be concerned about. I mean, there's going to be the natural sports injuries that occur from walking uphill for extended periods of times, and there's those a little bit, I don't know, something that most medics aren't used to, which is altitude illnesses.
One factor that can either make or break the climb is the most unpredictable: weather.
You never know when it's going to turn on you. And it's a whole lot easier to maintain your warmth than it is to try to warm back up.
Each member will be carrying a backpack and sled that weighs in excess of 80 pounds. The hardest part, they say, will be when they near the top.
Probably the last section from 17 camp up, I think is going to be the hardest part. But at the same time, the excitement of reaching the summit is going to probably pull us all through.
With the proper training and mindset, the team from the Northern Warfare Training Center is ready to reach the summit for the first time in over 10 years.
We've been training and we're ready for whatever's up against us. We're just gonna get to the top.
The Military Report is brought to you by Stanley Nissan. Innovation for all.
This weekend, Pioneer Park officially opens for the summer season. Tonight, we take a look at what's happening at Pioneer Park. Well, the river's officially out and spring temperatures are finally here. And Pioneer Park is in full swing. So this is the first edition of What's Happening at Pioneer Park with me, Stephanie Woodard. And we're gonna go talk to Park Manager Jason Avery to find out just what's in store at opening weekend.
Well, first of all, wonderful weather that we've been waiting for all spring.
That is true.
But we're going to have entertainment throughout the day. Celebration starts at noon, goes throughout the day. We'll have face painting and also balloons for the kids.
So what about Memorial Day? I heard there's some special things happening then.
Absolutely. We've got the 9th Army Alaska Band. They're going to be playing down here. We're going to do a Memorial Day celebration starting at 1 o'clock. With the Lathrop ROTC, as well as some dignitaries speaking.
Thanks so much, Jason.
Thank you.
Now it's time to go talk to Ron Inouye about Museum Day. Hi, Ron. So tell us a little bit about what's going on here at Pioneer Park for Museum Day.
Well, Saturday between the hours of noon to 5, it's going to be 70 degrees and wonderful for families to be out. So we're going to have 13 museums around town open free. Things at the campus like the Botanical Garden and the University Museum, to the George Horner Ice Park, the Morris Thompson Center and the City Museum.
Now, there's another museum here in the park that's maybe changed a little bit or has something new in it that people should visit. What's that?
The Native Museum has changed, and they have a wonderful exhibit about Alaska Native veterans. And I think it's something that everyone should see.
That is great. Well, there is so much to do here at Pioneer Park and all around town for free, so everybody should go check it out. And thank you so much, Ron. Thanks.
Today's vendor spotlight is the Bag Ladies, offering espressos, soups, and Alaskan-themed gifts and souvenirs.
So there's a lot happening at Pioneer Park, but this season we have a special little twist. There's some trivia questions we're going to ask each week, and you have to come to the park to find out the answer the question on our website, and you could win some really neat prizes. This week's question: how many heads are on the totem poles located outside of the Native Museum? Go to our website and give it a try. So that's all for this week, and that's what's happening at Pioneer Park. All right, well, we're joined with Joe, who has our sports stuff.
Yeah, we know some of our local athletes from West Valley are coming and going in a sense. Basketball player who will return this fall, and a couple of others, they'll be leaving Alaska for college. And also some big news from the Nanook rifle team. That and more coming up. Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here, back in the sports seat for you. Hope you're having a good day, and to make it a little bit better, we're going to get to some sports. Just like we've seen conference realignment and new conferences pop up in the last couple of seasons in college football and basketball, the Nanooks will be a part of a new conference in one of their sports. Today, the Alaska Nanooks announced that the rifle team will join the newly formed Patriot Rifle Conference. The PRC will be a 6-team conference, including the U.S. Air Force Academy, Ohio State, TCU, Texas El Paso, and Nevada, along with the Nanooks, who will be the 6 charter members. Only UAF and TCU have won national championships, 10 going to the Nanooks. Conference matchups will start as soon as next season, with the first conference championship next February, hosted by Ohio State. Home and away matches with conference members will flip-flop each season, and the conference championship will be rotated among the institutions each year. The PRC commissioner is Lawani Mele, who is the Air Force head coach. Also, the Nanook men's basketball team will be welcoming a local product back into the program. John Renfro, a West Valley grad, will be coming back home to join the Nanooks this coming season. Renfro is transferring in after 2 years at Southern Utah, a Division I program. Renfro walked on to Southern Utah Thunderbirds program and played 1 season. He will be considered a redshirt sophomore at UAF. He played in 6 games for the Thunderbirds, but as a member of the Wolfpack in his senior campaign, he averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds per game and was a vital part of the region championship team his sophomore year. Renfro, the 6'7" forward, now joins guards Rashad Allen and Damon Sikanek for this season's incoming class of recruits. It almost seems like a West Valley-fied sportscast today, because in addition to a former West Valley player, Renfro, coming to UAF, 2 current Wolfpack student athletes will be playing at the next level. Senior Madison Ackes, a 3-sport athlete for West Valley who played basketball, soccer, and ran track, but her niche is soccer. Ackes recently signed her national letter of intent to go to the Division III Gustavus Adolphus in Minnesota to play soccer. Ackes is excited to be a part of a rebuilding effort, but it will be an experienced team with 6 seniors. The Gusties went 6-11 last season with just 3 conference wins. First-year head coach Lori Burnett-Curry will use Ackes as an outside winger and midfielder. Ackes plans to major in business management. And also for the Wolfpack, one of the best to do it, Lorenzo Graham. Graham will still be playing for West Valley College, that is, in Saratoga, California. Even though Graham was one of the top players in Alaska on the gridiron, he chose the round ball, similar to what Allen Iverson did when he came out of high school. Graham was a force this year for the Wolfpack, averaging 18.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. And his last year as the Wolfpack finished 2nd in the MAC. He chose West Valley College over Premier College in Arizona, and Division III Linfield in Oregon. We'll have more from Graham on his decision later this week. And a final note for all of those people anxious to get out on the links for spring, the Fairbanks and North Star and Chena Bend golf courses will have driving ranges open this weekend. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVS sports, just go to Twitter, YouTube, webcenter11.com. You can also get our mobile app. Stay cool, Alaska. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you. Taking a look at our weather for today, and again, beautiful sunshine out there. Temperatures warming up, heading toward that 70-degree mark. We've been talking about it all week, and it looks like it's going to become a reality. It's nice to see. Temperatures right now look like this around the interior. As you can see, 66, a pretty good number for Fairbanks, Fort Wainwright, North Pole. A little cooler at Eielson Air Force Base. Really cooler at Delta Junction, 58 degrees there. To the west, 60 degrees in Unana, and Denali Park 63 degrees. As far as our temperatures here at the airport right now, 66 degrees after a high of 68. How about that? Our record high 84 in 1963, 26 in 1933 for the overnight record low. Sunrise this morning 4:04. Sun will set this evening 11:36, which works out to about 19 hours and 32 minutes of daylight, a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Here's our satellite picture, and again, you can see we're looking at clear skies for the most part across the interior. A few areas of clouds and showers down to the southwest, but it's still going to remain to the west of us. That's what's looking really good. Across the rest of the state, here's what it looks like. And we can see temperatures are very nice over southeast Alaska. Ketchikan at 67 degrees. A little rain falling around the Kodiak Island area. Also some showers around the Bethel area. And then a little bit of light rain also up at the North Slope, 36 degrees at Barrow and 66 at Fort Yukon. Lower 48 weather tonight looks like this. More showers, even a few thunderstorms around the Seattle area. Otherwise, things have calmed down considerably with where they were earlier this week. New Orleans looking at some showers and thunderstorms, the same around the northeast part of the country. On our satellite, there's the culprit that was bringing the strong cold front that helped to trigger the tornado earlier this week. That's moving out of the picture, finally losing a lot of its strength, and a new system moving across the Pacific Northwest, bringing some rain. And this weekend, it looks like this. Looks like the jet stream once again remained well to the north, allowing a lot of humid air to move up from the south. That will clash and once again bring more thunderstorm activity across much of the country. And tomorrow, actually, Friday's outlook is calling for more isolated strong thunderstorms, unfortunately, around the Oklahoma City area. All right, well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. Flurries at Barrow, cloudy skies in Nome, and mostly sunny skies for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we're looking at, looks like a few sprinkles for Healy area. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies in Fairbanks. It'll be the high clouds, 65 for a high. Over southeast Alaska, we're looking at clouds for both Juneau and Ketchikan. While out to the southwest, again, a little wet out there. Cloudy skies for Bethel and Kodiak, the scattered showers in the forecast, and clouds also around Kodiak Island. And around the Anchorage Bowl, it looks like a few showers at Homer, otherwise cloudy for Valdez and Anchorage. Okay, taking a look at our pollen count for today. Again, not much change from yesterday. Trees are once again at medium levels, with everybody else looking at slow and low levels. That's good to see. Again, thanks to Tanana Valley Clinic. Here's your forecast for the night. 38 degrees, scattered high clouds, considerably warmer than last night. Tomorrow's forecast, another great day, 65 degrees, with isolated showers possible over the hills. And the extended forecast, again, looking at temperatures, 70s all the way across the board. That's nice to see. Overnight lows also warming up to the mid-40s to upper 40s. That's really nice to see. That means we can start looking at definitely getting our plants and vegetables out and getting ready to get them ready for planting. And that'll be a lot of fun. And just looks like a great weekend. It's setting up for the Memorial Day weekend.
You know, Joe, what do you think about these temperatures?
They seem pretty good. I mean, I didn't think it was going to get to this point, but it has.
Mike has finally come through.
Yeah.
All right.
Finally is the key word.
Okay, well, just 2 more days to enter KTVF and Bailey Furniture's Spring Dream Giveaway, where you can win a furniture package worth $2,500.
Just watch our newscast for the first half of a mystery word.
Then visit Bailey's for the second half and complete your entry form.
We'll announce the lucky winner this Friday.
Yeah.
All right, well, that will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We're glad you could join us.
NBC Nightly News is next with Brian Williams.
And you can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
And from all of us here at the News Center, we hope you have a good night.
Good night.